We're going to Florida. We're going to Florida. We're going to Florida. Boom shakalaka laka. Boom shakalaka laka. We're going to Florida. We're going to Florida. Boom shakalaka laka. Boom shakalaka laka.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I am Morlando, and I am here to tell you on this fine and fabulous May day that I am sitting in the hot tub of Mar-a-Lago, waiting for my sexual leader, the fabulous and guilt-free Donald Trump, to come and wax my anus, because that is what he does. Stormy Daniels has got nothing on me. I've been getting bribe money off the Donald, as we call him, for years now. I wonder if we'll be sued and lose everything because of this little intro. Little Timmy has come back to me. I was able to get some plutonium and go back in time and then pick up little Timmy just before he got the China virus. So now he wanks amongst us. He walks amongst us. I have to say, little Timmy is not capable of what I have just said. He has to have a maid do it for him. Anyway, I have said too much. Donald is calling me for a pina colada and a game of cock conkers. I'm going to hand over to the one and only Lord Luke Rowe.
Oh, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I don't know what time anyone's listening to this, but hello. That was nice to hear from Morlando again, wasn't it? The fucking absolute weirdo.
Hello. Yeah, wow. Morlando, he never fails to. I mean,
he never fails.
He was on a satellite remote call then from Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, I know. Wow. And who knew that he was friends with Donald Trump?
Yeah, the Donald, he called him, so they must be quite
Donald,
close.
Yeah. Oh, I think they probably are. You know, what I know about Morlando, that doesn't surprise me, to be fair.
Well, I mean, I've heard a rumor there might be a new Republican candidate for the presidency that hasn't been announced yet, but he's got British descendants, and his name is Derek Parp.
Who's that?
Derek Parp. He's like Donald Trump, but he's got British descendants.
Oh, okay.
He talks with a slight Cockney accent, but you never know. He might come into the studio later.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Morlando might be running.
No, I don't think he's allowed, is he?
I don't know. Should we also say allegedly, just to cover ourselves from the lawsuits?
Yeah. Everything there,
everything there was alleged. Yeah,
it was alleged. Yeah. Ways to contact the show: morlandopod@gmail.com.
Excellent.
And Twitter is Morlando Podcast, I think. Morlando Pod. I don't really tweet much, but we're just getting back into the groove. Big shout out
in the swing of things.
Getting back into the lash. Big shout out to Kevin. Yeah, Morlando Podcast @Morlando Podcast. You can fit all that in. Excellent. Which is quite special. Kevin Curtis Allen, the pirate with wooden teeth, was guest on the last show. Kept me fucking talking, mate, for an hour and 40 minutes.
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
Oh no, it was boss, mate, because we talked about Shiver Me Timbers, Pieces of 8.
Everyone would have heard that already, wouldn't they?
Yeah. So just a big thank you. Yeah.
Good.
Go and check out That Florida podcast, formerly Morlando podcast.
And now we are back with Morlando. It's like, that's meta. I think that's what they say. I think that's what the cool kids say.
I don't know if we're in a marble, in a universe in a marble, but that marble is now in another marble.
Sure, that sounds like science.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
what are you drinking first of all?
oh, fuck all.
Oh,
What are you drinking? I'm on night.
You were like me last week. Last couple of months ago.
Last month on our rebirth,
Yeah.
we hatched out of an egg.
I am drinking. I mean, the listeners can't see this because they're listeners, but I'm drinking prosecco.
Oh, do you know what? Right, you've got me onto the prosecco.
Oh, it's a lovely
loving
little
it.
drop.
We've got. Is it a right touch?
A right touch. Yeah,
It's a
correct.
right touch.
This is actually called Nice Drop of Prosecco. It's literally called that. It was in Asda earlier on
right.
offer. And yeah,
£6
nice.
a bottle, £6.
Cheaper than that. It was like £4.95.
Oh,
I know.
see?
And I think it was like buy 6, get 25% off. Winner.
Did you buy 6?
I didn't actually know. I bought 6 at the back end of last week, and they've already gone because we had some friends round. And
Do
got
you
silly.
use your Asda club card?
No.
Oh, mate.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, and it's dead generous. You get loads of money off all around the thing, and you amass a small fortune. We've spent £227,000 in Asda in the last 10 years, and we've got enough money in our club card now for the tub of Pringles for Christmas.
I thought that's where you were going with that. Brilliant. To be fair, Asda isn't really our supermarket of choice. Tesco's is, but Asda is on the way home from work, so I
yeah. We use the Tessie. We've got in West Derby Village. We've got 2 Tesco's. So we've got a pair of Tessies, if you will.
A pair of Tessies. Wow.
Yeah. So you come up with this show idea, didn't you?
Yeah,
this episode.
Yeah, it's absolutely not realistic, and no one's ever going to do it. In fact, I said to my friends what we were doing, and he was like, "Well, that's stupid because no one can ever do that. Why don't you do something more realistic?" And I was like, "Fuck off."
Well, I think we're finding our feet, and
I just thought it'd be fun. Oh yeah, so what we're doing is we are planning a 2-week trip to Orlando, back end of August, and you don't have a budget, so you can literally spend as much as you want. It's almost a challenge too. Spend as much fucking money as you can.
It's Brewster's Millions. It's Morlando Millions.
Oh, what an amazing film that is! I love Brewster's Millions.
So you've got to have nothing to show for it, not even a popcorn bucket at the end. Disqualified. But dead quick. So we're trying to do trip planning, and if we do get a trip planning recorded, that'll be out on the 15th of every month. But these first of every month shows, obviously it's the 1st of May, we're going to try and do stuff like this, but we're also going to go back and look for stuff, and some of them old episodes, proper information in them. We're in a post-apocalyptic world now where some of them businesses have gone under. There's new businesses there, so it'd be interesting.
So my friend that said this is a stupid idea, and I said, well, it's a little bit of fun. He did say to me, I don't want a trip like that because obviously I haven't got a limited funds, but can you do me a 2-week trip for $6,000 for 2 adults, 2 children? And I was like, wow, that's going to be tight, to say the least, and to the point where I don't know that you could even do it. So that might be something I'll look at.
Well, we could do that in the June episode. Let's do that in the June episode.
Okay.
Let's do the opposite of this. So let's do a budget.
Opposite. Okay. Yeah.
I think that'll be fucking right touch.
Beautiful. So, there we go. Look at that. A production meeting on air.
On air. What could you ask for more? So, right. So, first of all, I got flights up. Now I'm a family of 4, so I've just based it
Yeah.
on a family of 4.
So I've done a family of 4, but I've done 2 out of 2 children, so it was slightly different.
So, well, mine are all like at adult age now,
You're
so
all 4 adults,
14.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're fucking dry bummed. So I flew London Heathrow to MCO on Virgin Atlantic, business class,
Okay.
£5,100 per person. So
Oh,
I
okay, I
have
was going
gone
to say, well,
in. Yeah, take my money. Yeah,
so I did 2 out of 2 children, no, 2 out of 2 children from Manchester to MCO, and I'm struggling to, there we go. I did upper class because that was all that was available on our flight. And the total cost for that was 14,259.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, August standard premium Virgin tends to set us back £1,750 per person, and
Right. Okay.
that is before COVID. So God knows what it's like now. God knows.
I have all my tabs open, but because of the nature of what they are, they time out, so I don't have a comparison. But I also did things like, so at the beginning of my trip, I get a taxi from my house. So I live in
Yeah,
the Midlands, if you don't know. I got a taxi from my house to a hotel because I wanted to. My flight takes off at 10 a.m. or
yeah,
10:20 to be exact, on the 12th of August.
yeah.
So I was like, well, I don't want to, have to worry about traveling there that morning and, getting stuck in traffic and potentially missing the flight. So I'm going to stay in a hotel the night before. So I booked the Edwardian Manchester, which is a Radisson Collection hotel. I
Ooh,
booked the 2-bedroom penthouse for the nights before for £1,302.
bargain.
Yeah, so that's what I did the night before. The taxi to get there, and I didn't just go for a normal taxi. I went for an executive people carrier. That was £480. That was return though, so it wasn't horrendous.
That's not too bad.
I actually thought that was quite reasonable. Yeah. Some of the things where I've gone through them, I've actually gone, do you know what? That's not outlandish. And I suppose you will get to the point where some things that there is just a ceiling of how much you would pay for stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So have you done your trip literally just going straight to the airport, straight on the flight, or have you done anything like that prior to?
No, I didn't even think of that. Genius. We're doing that. We're staying in the Radisson Blue. So, I mean, we'll try and do a trip plan, and one of the 15, it will be
Yeah,
my up and coming trip. Basically, we'll talk about that.
cool. Okay.
You can basically interview me, and we'll talk about me last, me first, and this up and coming one of what we have actually booked, because we have done the Radisson Blue at Manchester Airport. 2 rooms, not one. Bow chicka wow wow.
Nice.
So when I've landed, I've gone for a luxury SUV from Alamo. Now, what I was surprised about is the prices are coming right down again now. So I could get a basic compact car, still excessive, 2 weeks in August, 2 weeks car hire for 880 quid. But
Okay.
that wasn't good to me. So I got a luxury
Realistically,
SUV.
you also wouldn't go for a car that small anyway.
No, no. So the car I would have got was a 7-seater Dodge Caravan, which is the car of my dreams. I adore them
Yeah.
cars. Get them every time. They're about 1,100 quid at the moment, which again, we were getting them before COVID for 400 to 500 quid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So the prices are still up there. So I
Did
got
you
a
hear
look.
this? Did you hear the story of what happened with the rental car industry in Florida when COVID hit? So they all basically they offloaded all of their cars because they weren't going to use them. So they offloaded them all to here, there, and everywhere. Then obviously there was a car shortage, so they couldn't purchase any back, so they absolutely screwed themselves. And that is why we are seeing excessive prices, because there is too much demand for how many cars there are. So
Yeah, I mean, we had to Dodge Caravan last year for it to drive from Washington to Philly and then on to New York. For them 5 days, off the top of my head, I don't know if Kerry listens to this anymore. She grew weary of our inadequacies last time.
what?
I know, but I want to say we got that somewhere between 400 and 600 quid for the 4 days,
Okay.
5 days. But it was a bag of shit.
Oh.
It wasn't a fun car. You couldn't lock it. The battery was dead on the
Oh
um,
God. What? So it
w-
was just like an old NAF car?
yeah, oh yeah. It was.
Oh wow.
It had the engine service light was on.
Oh
Had
wow.
the
Who was
alert.
that? Was that through a reputable mainstream dealer or?
Again, I'm saying the wrong thing. We picked it up from the Ronald Reagan Airport, and I want to say it was Dollar or something
Okay.
like that. Off the top of my head, again,
Right, okay.
I haven't
But it
got any
wasn't like
facts.
Jim's rent. It wasn't like Jim's
No,
rentals.
no, and it was carnage. And it might be in Alamo. I think it was Alamo actually. And I think while we were in the queue, and it was a massive queue, it was like Dollar has ran out of cars for today, and no one can get a car, and we were having to turn people away.
Oh wow. And I imagine
Unbelievable.
these are people that have like pre-booked as well. Oh Jesus
Oh,
Christ. Can you
yeah,
imagine?
it
Oh,
was
can
cracking.
you imagine? Oh, we're here for a fantastic holiday. Here we go. Can't wait to start. Actually, something similar happened to us actually in Paris. Must have been 2019. We flew over to Charles de Gaulle to pick up a seven-seater or equivalent, and I think they'd be I want to say a Ford Galaxy was the car, or a Citroen C4 Picasso. Got there, and neither of those cars were available.
Boom.
And they were like, we haven't got any of those cars here. And I was like, well, there are 7 of us and luggage. What are you going to do? And we were staying a good hour drive from Charles de Gaulle to the Airbnb that we'd booked for the week. So yeah, we basically waited at the airport for 3 hours until they got a car from somewhere else for us. So yeah.
Oh, why didn't he just put you all in taxis and
Well, who knows, and deliver it
send the
later. Who
car on? Yeah,
knows?
bellends.
It was a bit of a in fact, I got charged twice for the you kind of put your credit card down as
Yeah,
a deposit. They did that twice. When I returned the car, they only refunded one of them.
nice.
So I had to then do a chargeback through the credit card company, and this was Eurocar, part of, I'm pretty sure they're part of Enterprise Group. I got debt collection letters from the French office to the house for the next year,
Oh,
and had to like fight it with them to say no, you've cocked up, not me.
oh, that's a nightmare, an
Yeah,
absolute nightmare. So this was 3,000 anyway, £3,100 to prepay now. So you're going to drop
right.
£3,100 or £3,250 to pay later, and that's on a luxury
Right.
SUV. Now I did look at Hummer limousines,
Ooh, yeah.
and because money's no object, they ranged from, there's hundreds of websites there. You can get picked up and party hard, literally, from the airport. They ranged from $120 an hour to $250 an hour.
Okay.
And it did taxi, it did airport pickups. Some of them were saying you've got to book them for a minimum of 5 hours, that
Yeah.
type of stuff. So I'd just have them on retainer, basically. And
Excellent. A bit
because,
like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 2, where he's just got the driver sat outside waiting for him.
yeah, or John McClane in Die Hard.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Just sat in the basement waiting for him. So for
Yeah.
my transport, when I land at MCO, I actually went quite normal, and I just booked another taxi. So I've basically gone with the I don't want to worry about having to drive while I'm over there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use a car service. So I booked with the name bloody escapes me and I haven't wrote it down. FL Tours, that's it.
Oh,
Um FL
FL
Tours.
Tours. Sounds sexy.
And for the from MCO to the resort, and we'll cover the resort in a minute, it was only 130 quid.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and that was for like a 7-seater yeah, I think they call it like an executive car. But yeah, 7-seater. I mean, there's only 4 of us. So yeah, I actually thought that was again one of the things that was actually like reasonable, and I would genuinely book that when I go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, back when we went in 2019, the firm we used, and they're still out there, they did sponsor us for a little bit, I think, on that Disney Parks podcast, I want to say. But that was $250 back then, and that was 2 minibuses because there was like 16 of us. Anthony was following
Yeah.
down later, but they were cracking, and they did our transfers between the hotels as well.
Between the 2 hotels as well. Yeah. Well, so yeah,
Yeah,
this is I kind of thought I'll just use FL Tours, and you were looking at from again, well, when we get to resorts, I've done a split stay, and yeah, you're looking at 130, 150 pound per trip. And I probably wouldn't use it in between, but I thought from the airport to the resort was reasonable at 130 pound.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, I am minted because money's no object, so I've gone with the £3,000 car, and I want to pay the hotel fees at Universal because money's no object. They've just put this week, they've just put the parking fees up at Universal to $30 a day. So Disney will be following suit if they haven't already. Get it down, you lad.
Yeah, of
Um,
course it will.
so I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna pay for my parking as well. So what I've gone with, I've gone to Portofino Bay. I've got a club room, 2 queen beds, Portofino Club. I've done a split stay, 7 days at Universal and 7 days at Disney, and that was 4.5 grand. Now I was trying to be expensive, but that to me
Four and
is
a half grand. That's good.
no, I know. I was like,
So so 4.5. So that is good. So I've actually just done a 3-night stay at Portofino
oh,
in a Despicable Me kids suite,
nice.
and that for 3 nights was £2,549. So
Fucking hell.
your 7 nights is
Yeah,
very good.
and it's at club level.
Yeah.
So
So mine, yeah, mine's not a club or anything like that. It's literally you've just got like a kid suite. But I basically went for the most expensive option I could.
so I'm literally trying to throw money away, but I'm saving money because I've got free food, I've got free ale.
Yeah, and well, and also being in one of those rooms, you've got express pass as well.
Yeah. So now I know you've done a little bit of VIP work within the parks. I didn't get
I
round to
have,
it.
to say the least. Yeah. So my main accommodation for the 2 weeks. So I've booked. So my airport transfer with FL Tours is taking me from MCO to the Riviera Resort.
Oh,
And I have booked a 3-bedroom grand villa
shit hell. Go on then.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So when I say I'm doing a split stay, well, I didn't bother doing a split stay in the traditional way. I've just booked it for 2 weeks, and within that 2 weeks, I'm taking 3 days to go to
Yeah.
Universal Resort because I don't
You
need to
just
check
put your
out, check
clothes
back
in a
in.
carrier bag.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Leave everything in
Uh,
Disney.
Just one of those blue IKEA bags.
Oh, I'm interested to see how much because
Right.
I did.
So
I won't tell you my price, but I've done the Polynesian Village Resort. So there's 2 Disney properties. Let's see what the difference is. Go on, go for it, man.
Also just on a side note, I've actually waiting back for a quote from oh god, why are names escaping me tonight? You
Ask
know where you
Prosecco.
yeah, clearly that is the issue. You know where you can with DVC,
Yeah.
DVC rentals, right?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm waiting for a quote to see what the difference is if I rent points to pay for this
Oh,
room,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it hasn't come back. I actually got the email, I don't know, maybe like an hour ago, just to say, oh, we are working on your quote. Yeah, DVC rental store I went with. So 2 weeks, 3-bedroom villa, and that gets you club level access. So you've got food and drink included in that to an
Yeah.
extent. It is £34,160.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pushing the boat out. That
Oh,
is
absolutely,
right up there.
absolutely. Yeah.
John
But I'll be
Barnes is staying there. Peter Beardsley. Right.
I'll update on next month's episode. I will update once I get this quote back from DVC Rental Store to see how much it'll cost me to rent points to purchase the same room. Because I'll be really intrigued to see how much money you can save by doing that.
I mean, but in its defense, that's a 3-bedroom grand villa that can probably
It sleeps
absorb
12.
12. I was going to say, yeah, 12.
Yeah,
So you're
it's
sleeping
lovely.
on
So yeah, 3
couches, some
bedrooms.
of them.
You've got 1 double, 3 queens, and a queen
Yeah.
sofa bed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Was
anybody.
was that Liz you were doing an impression of then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, lovely.
The Ghost Queen. I don't think anybody, when you're paying that amount of money, should have to sleep on a couch bed.
Absolutely not. It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, just give them
Yeah,
beds.
like just give them. Yeah,
Put bunk beds in if you have to.
yeah. I don't get it. Like, yeah, I'm paying 35 grand and I'm sleeping on a sofa. What?
And I'll be the bell end on the sofa.
With your legs fucking sticking off the end of it as well.
Yeah. So mine in comparison, I mean, mine's a week, again, 7 days, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, 8,394. So
that's quite a difference. Is that club level or
no, standard level.
right? Okay. So obviously, I'm ended up paying a premium for the club level as well.
Oh, you're smashing it, yeah.
But still, that's quite a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't book that for 7 days at 8 grand, but still, it's not that. I don't want to say unaffordable because everyone's circumstances are different, but that's not ridiculous.
Well, if
like mine is ridiculous.
It is and it isn't, because if you're 3 families of 4, so you take that £34,000 and you divide it by 3, it's what, 11 grand each, 11 and a half grand.
11,333 each. Yeah, I suppose so. And divide that by 14 days, you're paying £800 a night per family.
Yeah. So it's
yeah.
not, is it? It's not that bad. Do you know what I mean? I mean, God forbid that fucking coffin Karen is this, because next time we go to Disney with them, we'll be in a grand villa, all sleeping on each other, and I'll be the bell end on the fucking couch.
On the sofa.
Yeah. Nightmare. Now, but what I did do, and I don't know if you did it, I fancied a little trip in the middle of my Polynesian stay. So again, you're paying double bubble like what you did. I'm going on the Galactic Star Cruiser because I'm a Star Wars fan.
See, I toyed with this and thought, shall I dive into that? But I got carried away with VIP tours, which I'll get onto later. But yeah, go on then. So what price did you get for the Star Cruiser?
For a 2-night stay for a family of 4, it's only $6,000. Now, if I'm a fucking Premier League footballer, or I've just won the Euro lottery, doesn't really matter. Yeah. I'm doing it, and 4 guests are required to book exactly 2 nights, as the storyline of the Star Cruiser spans 2 days. Now, on the Star Cruiser, I'm just feeling like I want a drinky poos. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Star Wars Star Cruiser bar includes a $5,000.
They're doing that in the at the resort as well, because that originally was on the cruise ship, I believe.
Yeah. It'll set you back $5,000 for that cocktail. And let's see if the drink arrives at the table encased inside a Camotono, the security container used for storing valuables in the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, and is unveiled with a touch of a button and a twist of a rotary cylindrical handle. The most expensive drink in the galaxy, Star Wars hyperspace, $5,000 a pop.
Do you also get so I know when it was on the cruise ship, you also got a trip round Lucas Ranch, the vineyard. Does it state that still, or?
No, it doesn't appear to. I didn't get the internals of what is in the cocktail, but I want to say it was some form of brandy that
Yeah, so I've seen. I think Pete Warner from the Diz ordered it, even though he doesn't drink. Yeah, and I vaguely remember it being a couple of cocktails, some brandy, maybe another like bourbon. Yeah, in some weird spaceship looking thing that was delivered. And yeah, at the time you got a visit to the Star Wars, it's a Lucas Ranch vineyard where they make his wine. But when he said he was looking back on it, that's not even like an exclusive thing. You can just purchase that. So he felt like it was a bit of a rip-off, but well, yeah, I think it is a rip-off, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but
yeah, money's no object, so yeah. So
there's drinks out there, isn't there? There's drinks out there that cost, thousands of pounds because of the nature of how they've been brewed and whatever.
Small batches of whiskies, yeah, they are expensive. Well, and wines as well. Old wines, they're very expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So should we crack on after this commercial break?
Sounds good to me. Hello, this is a word from your sponsor for the Morlando podcast. We are Joseph and Pod Supplements. We are proudly bringing you our groundbreaking new formula of supplements containing seaweed and sperm whale semen. This new and improved formula can be taken several ways. We do tablets, oils, suppositories, your choice.
Now, my name is Johnny Logan, and I had a lot of issues in the anal department, so I was able to take this supplement, and this supplement has revolutionized my life. I now stink of fish and spunk, but I get the ladies.
Side effects may include headaches, nausea, and death.
So, have you got any of that?
What have we got next on our list? Right, so we have covered flights and accommodation, and realistically, they are the two most expensive parts of my trip.
Yeah.
Although some of them are still quite pricey. Tickets. What tickets did you buy?
I just bought the bog standard off-the-shelf tickets, so I failed in that respect.
So did I. I bought a 14-day. Actually, I thought, again, this is one of the things I thought was reasonable. 14-day passes to Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, a combined ticket from attraction tickets for 2 kids and 2 adults was 4,098 quid.
I mean, that's
I thought,
expensive-ish, but it is and it
is it
isn't.
a grand each for 14 days? I thought that was quite good.
Well, the Disney tickets alone, you get 7 days, but you get 14. Blah blah blah, bullshit.
Yeah.
But they're about £500 a person now, aren't they? Give or take. So you're
Yeah.
talking £2,000 for 14-day tickets for Disney.
In my head, I'd already, well, so to be fair, I prior to playing with this silly experiment, I'd always been looking at tickets, and that seemed what I was willing to pay anyway for 14 days for all parks. Because like you said, that's 7 day, but no, 14 days with the price of 7. It makes more sense to buy the 14 days. Like, I know you're only there for 14 days anyway. So buying a 14-day ticket for Universal and for Disney, you obviously can't use that, but it was kind of the same price regardless. So
yeah. And there's some. I mean, we'll touch on it in June's cheap episode. There's some fantastic ticket options for SeaWorld, and that way you're getting your food included. Busch Gardens as well. 3-day. We'll save it, but 3-day tickets. Kevin Curtis Allen put me onto it. 3-day tickets, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, with your food included. And it's like this thing where you can go back to any eatery every 90 minutes. So you'd all just take turns eating.
Okay, yeah. So way back when in 2013, when I went to SeaWorld, we had a eating thing, and it was the same then. It was every 90 minutes you could go back and get I don't know, one main, one starter, and something like that. But there was only 2 of us at the time, so we couldn't really take advantage. Well, no, we took advantage of it, but we couldn't take the piss out of it. Whereas, if you've got a family, you can literally just fucking go round and round and round.
Yeah, you'd be shitting blood at the end of it. But so go on then, VIP. Come on, what did you? I'll be honest, hands up, I didn't get any.
Right. Okay. So as we're talking about SeaWorld, right. Okay. So I did this exact tour back in 2013.
Yeah.
And I haven't got the exact price, but off the top of my head, thinking back, it was about £90 each for me and the missus for a 6-hour guided VIP tour. You got a fast pass wristbands, meant you could basically go in the exit and go on all the roller coasters. You got exclusive access to feed the animals. You got this food package that meant you could go and eat at any of the restaurants. I don't think they had sit down restaurants, but all of the what we would class as quick service restaurants, that was all included. So for 90 quid, that's how much it was 2013. It's now for the same tour, from what I can tell, same tour. Oh yeah, and you get exclusive seating in the shows, and we got a little bit of backstage access. You got to see the
bit of backdoor access.
Yeah, bit backdoor access. You got to see where they looked after the animals backstage, and when they rescue animals, stuff like that. I really enjoyed it. It was a great little tour. And we were very lucky that I think that can do it up to 10 people. But on our tour, there was 4 people. So we had a tour guide and 4 of us. It was great. So for 90 quid, I thought it was an absolute fucking bargain. It's now £600 per person. So that's two and a half grand, give or take, for 4 of us for the same tour. I was like, wow, that's gone up, to say the least. I probably wouldn't do it at that price.
But if you were a nature dude and you liked fish and that, and you're getting your food included, they're probably giving you some water park tickets thrown in and some such shit like that.
And with all of these VIP tours I'm going to talk about, you still have to have a park ticket. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
which I think's fucking bizarre. Yeah, absolutely fucking bizarre. Yeah, with all of them, apart from one that I'm going to touch on. But yeah, I was like, what? I don't get it. Like, I'm paying you all this fucking money, and you still want me to buy a 1-day park ticket? Come on.
Bastards.
So yeah, so that was the first one on my list I've got was that SeaWorld. Go on, what were you gonna say?
No, this is panning out to be the best holiday ever because you've literally just
Okay.
VIP'd around SeaWorld.
Oh yeah.
What's next, Dad?
So so the next one, again, this is one that I've done. This is Keys to the Kingdom tour, which is I think 6-hour walking tour around the Magic Kingdom. Gets you a tour guide, maximum of 10 in the party. You get backdoored onto a lot of the rides. And you get to go in the utilidors. And if you don't know what utilidors are, that's the maze of underground corridors that link up the Magic Kingdom, so that cast members can, get from Discoveryland to Fantasyland without being seen. That was the whole idea that Walt had in his head.
Can you have a poo in the utilidors?
I'm sure you can go toilet there. I didn't, but yeah, that was quite cool. You went in one place, you had a little walk and came out. But yeah, I honestly would do that again. Again, you go backstage, you got to see where all the floats were stored, in a big warehouse behind Splash Mountain, RIP Splash Mountain. Yeah, like I would do it again. So it was 50-ish quid when I did that in 2013. It's now £490 for 4. So
that's not bad.
Over no, £110-ish, give or take. So I've done it all. I've done all of mine in pounds sterling. Some of them were in dollars, and I've kind of tried to just so you get a rough idea for it. But yeah, 490 quid for that tour. I didn't think that was bad, and I'd potentially do that again. Maybe not with the children at the age they're at currently, but as they got a bit older, potentially I'd do that again. So I thought it was quite good.
That's brilliant.
If you've not done it, Craig, go and do it. It's a great tour. Just whether your kids would want to do it or not, I don't know, but you and the missus, you'd really enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, let's see what happens in August. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you get a little exclusive pin. I don't know if you collect pins or not. I do. You get a little exclusive pin, Keys to the Kingdom pin.
I think the only pins I'm ever going to have now are pins that I would wear.
Okay. What? All the time?
Yeah. On my work coat. So I'd be extremely selective. Oh, what pins that are? That is the Keys to the Kingdom tour.
Nice, yes. And then you can spout off exactly what it is and bore someone to death that has no idea what Disney is. For like half an hour. Yeah, brilliant. So the next thing I did was, because of when we're going, end of August, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Oh,
I'd forgot about it until you mentioned it to me. I don't know, we were on the phone. I've not done it before. I honestly, I mean, I've got unlimited funds here, so that's why I'm doing it. I probably wouldn't do this as an actual thing. I'd honestly not that bothered. Don't think it's worth it. My kids don't fucking like sweets because they're weird. So it'd be
please, Daddy, can I have a cucumber?
Yeah, honestly, they're really bizarre. So this was 600 quid for 4 of us for what's like 4 hours ish, 5 hours.
Yeah, it's awful.
At the back end of the park, you can't get on any rides because it's fucking manic. You probably can get on rides because it's manic and people are waiting to see the characters, but my kids would probably want to see the fucking characters, so you're waiting in a 2-hour queue to see fucking Mickey in a different waistcoat, like.
And then you're cute. I've done it twice in August, and there's a video on my YouTube channel somewhere of I got one of the cast members to
Links
say
in the description.
"Happy Halloween" like that,
Right.
and it's shit, mate. I've never
Yeah,
known
right.
such a bunch of self-entitled, desperate fucking no-marks. They're running around that park, foaming at the mouth, waddling in some cases, on their EV scooters in other cases, bombing round to get handfuls of free candy that they feel entitled to.
Oh,
So,
absolutely entitlement. Yeah.
so pushing people out the way. It was hot. The last experience we had there was awful. It was awful. And it was exactly the same as what we paid for 2 years earlier. There was no
Right.
difference.
So, which is bizarre. So bear in mind you are going again this August, and I mean dates aren't out yet. So when I say 600 quid, I'm basing that on last year's prices because
Yeah.
official dates and prices aren't out. So if anything, that price is actually only going in one direction. Would you do it this year?
I don't want to. I don't
Right.
want
Okay.
to.
Which,
Um,
yeah,
but
I get that.
we're going with Coffin Karen and her family, and she wants to. But last year, you're saying 600 quid. There was some nights where it was $200 per person
Yeah.
per
So
night.
as you got closer and closer to Halloween night itself, yeah, it was like 198.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was obscene.
and there was I think it was the first time we went. The the most overrated fucking Halloween film in history, them three witches, whatever they're called, the Disney witches. I can't even. They do a
Oh,
stage show.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. It's shit fucking film, mate. But everyone raves about it. But
I've never seen the original. I've never seen the new one that's came out recently. Yeah.
well, it got rained off basically. So
Oh
I
no.
understand. You
Oh
can't
God.
control the weather. You
But
can't. But
you
you pay.
can't. But it's not. Oh yeah, it's not like Disney are then giving you fucking refund on it, are they?
Um.
Or
So
are they? They're not, are they?
no, they don't.
No.
And
Of
then
course they don't.
the next time we went, again, it's up to us. It's our mistake, but we're in the parks all day, and then we go to Mickey's Not So Scary, and the kids are dead on the feet, and that's our fault. That's misplanning.
Well, so when was this? Last year?
2019. Yeah.
2019. So your children, you've still got like older children than myself. So what are we
Yeah.
saying then? 12?
Well, it was
Is that right?
it was the Taylor children, so they had
Oh, of course.
babies
Okay, sorry. Right,
and a
okay. Oh,
toddler.
so oh God, they wouldn't cope at all. No.
No,
I think your
so
kids would be better, but even then, you know yourself how easily you can get burnt out in that sun, that horrible heat,
yeah,
walking fucking 4 miles. If you've gone and stupidly rope dropped to park, um, uh, yeah,
yeah. That's on us.
I've done it.
But
I've done it, but
it wasn't a pleasurable experience, so I don't want to do it next time. I've got a feeling it'll be about $220. The prices might already be out, and we haven't looked, we haven't seen them.
so no. So I only checked a couple of days ago, and
Ah,
I
right,
couldn't
okay.
get I couldn't get prices.
But I'm going to guess $220 a head. So I'm talking 800. There's fucking six of them. $1,200, and I'm like, you're willing
I've
to
just
spend
realised. So
£1,000?
by the time you're listening to this, yeah, do you know what prices probably are out? Yes, I've just
Yeah,
realised. Yeah,
we'll do a
don't
footnote. No,
fucking date. Don't
no, we
fucking
won't.
date yourself, Luke.
Yeah, we won't, will we? We won't do it. We're not going to put the date. We'll put them in later. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on another episode.
We'll might retweet something.
Yeah. We'll retweet it. Look at that Twitter. So go on. What's next?
So next on the list is the Wild Africa Trek VIP tour.
Oh,
So this was a trip from sorry, I'm just trying to find it out. There it is. Come on, you bugger, load.
you've said that
Sorry.
before.
tabs have timed out. So this is Wild Africa Trek. So embark on a private guided VIP expedition full of close encounters with exotic African wildlife. Again, this is one of the, so this is $199 each. So you're talking £200 each. So you're talking 800 quid for us. There was no discount for a child here. And this is one where you need a valid admission to the theme park and park reservations.
And park reservations for
I know exactly. I know. But by the time you listen to this, maybe they've scrapped park reservations.
I'm sorry, sir. You've paid $800. I appreciate that, sir, but you don't have a park reservation.
You've paid $800. You've got your ticket to the park, but you've not got a park reservation. So
you can't come in.
Yeah.
I mean, the likelihood is they'll just make you a park reservation on the day.
Well, you'd absolutely hope so, wouldn't you?
The fact
you're doing a VIP tour, I would say that they're probably one of the things. Yeah, they're probably going to try and bend over backwards for you here. So this is a 3-hour tour, private. I think maximum of 10 people, and you get to kind of go in a jeep around the savannah, looking at animals, basically. So it's kind of like a safari tour, but off the beaten track.
I think we've seen them when we've been on the ride.
So yeah, I'm about to say. So you meet at that ride, but you don't go around the same course they do. You go off the beaten track, if you like. Again, so I've been to South Africa myself. I've been on a real safari. I've seen the actual animals, so I probably wouldn't be interested in this. But again, I'm just fucking splashing cash here.
Yeah, for me, Animal Kingdom, I'd get rid of all the animals and just put animal themed rides in.
Right, okay.
I can't think of anything worse. I hate that ride. And looking at a bored shitless lion sitting on a fucking rock, wanting to be anywhere else but there, just can't be asked.
It doesn't overly excite me. Yeah,
pretending they're doing it all for conservation, they're not.
And bollocks, are they? They're not at all. So that was that one. Just splashing cash. I got the price at 855 quid for 4 of us. So another animal kingdom / Animal Kingdom Lodge VIP tour. This was called the Starlight Safari. So almost the same thing. You're not in the theme park at this point. It starts at 8 o'clock at night, and you're meeting at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and you're going around the savannah that's backs onto the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and you're doing a similar thing, but at night. Not night time, but 8 o'clock, when more animals should be more active, in theory.
You get to walk out the pens.
We're gonna give you a fucking job to do.
Here's a bucket and a spade, Philly.
So this is a does it tell me how long it is? No, it doesn't. You meet at Animal Kingdom Villas, Kidani Village. It is designed for tweens, teens, and adults. So again, like, my kids are actually too young to do this. And although I think they'd probably like it, it's only $89 each, which I think is probably more affordable. I think you've got more chance of seeing animals just because of the nature of them, that you will see more at night. And again, very similar, that you're going around in a jeep or whatever. Climb aboard an open-sided safari vehicle. Feel the rush of the night air as you ramble through the lush scenery, scanning the horizon for over 30 species of African wildlife. I mean, I'd probably more do this than the one I spoke about a minute ago, the Wild Africa Trek. This one sounds better.
I'd consider it if there was an open bar.
Yeah, there's not.
You get bladdered as you go round.
This does not include food or drink. So yeah, that was the next one, and that one came out for 4 of us at 387 quid. Yeah, that's one I would potentially consider because my kids probably aren't gonna get to South Africa to go on a real one. So that'll be something. Next on the list, so we're going out of the parks here. We are going on a nighttime helicopter ride.
Oh, as
So
discussed in 2018, time travel.
yes, exactly. Throwback. So this is on iDrive. Jump in a helicopter. You go on a 30-minute tour around the theme parks, and that is an absolute lie because you don't really go around the theme parks. You can't go over Magic Kingdom because of airspace.
You've got rockets on top of the castle that will shoot you down.
Anti-aircraft. They've got restricted airspace over the Magic Kingdom after 9/11, so you can't even fly over that. Do fly over Epcot. I mean, all the photos that they put online are hilarious because they've got amazing photos of you hovering while watching the firework displays. And in reality, you trying to time that is bullshit. It's very unlikely it's going to happen. But I still think it'd be quite cool to fly over. So you do fly over Universal, you do fly over Epcot. You obviously are quite high up. It did look quite nice, the photos, even without the fireworks, because it is all illuminated, and I do quite like looking at the parks from above. So yeah, that was 400 quid. So 100 quid each for 30
That's
minutes.
cheap. I think you did,
again, something I'd probably consider doing.
I think you did reference in the last episode, and there is a Tim Tracker video out there somewhere. He did do it with the fireworks, and I think it was like $250 each or something.
Right, okay.
Off the top of my head.
When I went through to book it, there's like 30-minute slots, and the prices didn't change from slot to slot. So if you worked out, what time the fireworks go and stuff like that, you could potentially time it right to see Phantasmic or the whatever Epcot's called now. I can't think. What's the Epcot?
Epcot of the world or something. I don't know.
It's not called that, is it?
Here we go again. No idea. Do you know what? Like, the last thing I want to do, if I spend my entire life and I've never gone in a helicopter, I am fine with that. What a horrible way to die.
Not something that interests you, right? Okay, yeah.
It just terrifies me a little bit.
Well, does it? Okay.
It's a little bit of welded metal with loads of glass around it. So I'll be lying there, probably my legs will be on fire, and I'll have shards of glass in my eyes. And if I do live, I will literally just be like Big Timmy.
Like Timmy, yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, circle back to that. So that was outside of the parks, and yeah, I'd probably consider doing that as a little treat. So the next one is over to Universal.
Oh, go on then.
So this is the most expensive of the tour. Actually, do you know what? No, it's not. It's actually a little bit cheaper than the SeaWorld one. And when you consider what it includes, it's actually fucking very cheap. So this is a VIP tour of both Universal parks. It is 8 hours. It includes lunch. It includes breakfast. I've actually paid for 10 people because they actually wanted me to ring up to get the prices. If you wanted a party of 10, but all I did was times how much it was each by 10.
Yeah.
So you get a guided tour around both parks. You get VIP access to all the rides, backstage areas. 8 hours, food, drink, not drink necessarily. Didn't
soft drinks.
they didn't. Yeah, soft drinks. Yeah. But yeah, breakfast and lunch. And it was 2,400 quid.
For 10.
Yeah,
That's cheap.
240 quid each. It's a bargain. Yeah.
Considering you're getting a breakfast, you've got to look at the outlay of a typical breakfast. Even if you go,
but you do need park admission.
yeah, park admission
Because of
goes
course
with
you do.
parking fees included. A typical breakfast, even a croissant, is $5 or $6 times that by 4.
Actually, do you know what? I think parking was included in that price.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I mean, going back to Epcot, we're looking at the boat cruise.
Yes.
10 people on a boat, $400. And
again, that's good. 40 quid each. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and you go into the lake to watch the fireworks. You can get hit by a firework if you so choose. What's not to love?
Did you do? You didn't do that before, did you? Oh no, it wasn't you. No, a friend of mine actually that lives locally has done that. I think it was a mum's 50th. They went and did that. Yeah, and it looked really nice. And
So
yeah.
we're going to do it. We're going to book it. We're going to book it, and we're going to get prosecco and what all that palaver. And we're going to take our plastic glasses on, and we're going to have a. You've got to time it though, haven't you? When you get to a certain age, there's no toilets on the boat.
That's fine for you and me.
Oh yeah. So there's our silhouette lit up over the Mexican pavilion.
Pissing off the side of the boat.
Yeah, abort.
Actually, do you know what? My friend didn't do it at Epcot. She did it on Bay Lake.
Yeah. Well, we've done it on Bay Lake with the Peter Pan Pirates cruise, which is no longer there. That was like a dessert party in Contemporary, and then you went out onto Bay Lake and you bombed around with 2 pirates taking a piss out of you for an hour, and then you watched the fireworks.
Why are pirates called pirates?
Go on then.
Because they are.
Insert tumbleweed emoji.
Thanks. I'm here all night.
Yep.
So yeah, back to the VIP tours, because that was terrible. The Universal tour I thought was actually quite reasonable. When you compare that to the SeaWorld tour of a fucking more expensive, like I think that Universal tour is quite good.
Well, I mean, consider that. Say you weren't staying in deluxe. Say you were paying for your express passes. That tour.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of half the value of an express pass.
Yeah.
I think it's 100 and something quid for an express pass. Yeah.
Well, it's up to 100, up to 200, depending on how busy the day is.
Right. Okay.
So bang.
So that was the last thing on my list of things to do. So let me just run through it again. So I've got park tickets. I put the photo pass on there, although it's not called that. Memory maker, that's what it's called. I've got taxis on there from home to the airport. I've got that hotel stay prior to the flight. I've got taxis to the airport on the day of that you're leaving. I've also booked the same hotel when we land, because I land at something like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, do you know what? I want to go straight home. I'm on holiday, so I've booked the same hotel again the other end with the late checkout. Taxis back then to home as well. The transfers from MCO to Disney. I put a bit of cash in there to look at traveling from Disney to Universal. I've got all those VIP trips in there. I've obviously got the ridiculous 34 grand for the Riviera. I've got the Despicable Me Kids Suite at the Portofino for 3 nights. So and all those VIPs. So my total spend for 2 weeks is, and obviously this doesn't include spending money, this doesn't include any of your food because I didn't factor that in. So I am at £66,339.
That's not too bad.
It's not horrendous. No.
That sounds really ridiculous saying that, but
I was just about to say that, yeah. don't in any way anyone think that I am absolutely minted and I'm doing this next week. I'm not, and I wouldn't ever be able to afford that myself. But what's included in all of that?
What
Not
a
bad.
holiday.
And do you know what? If you take out that 34 grand of the hotel,
Go and stay in the Poly
that's
instead.
half of it. Yeah, that's half of it. So that's £32,000 for the rest of it. And again, I've got 15 grand of flights there. So again, take that 15 grand out. So I've just taken out the flights. I've just taken out the accommodation. I'm at 17.
Well,
and you've got some good VIP trips in there.
Look what the tailors were quoted for this year's holiday.
Yeah.
For 39,000, and that was with no VIP. That was doubling up on the rooms everywhere because there's that many of them. But 39,000. So
yeah,
and they didn't end up paying that. I think they've ended up paying about 24 grand off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, if you can afford it, or you've had a lottery win or something like that,
yeah, you absolutely would do it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I didn't think it was ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Luke. I
think you get a lot in there for that. Yeah.
The thing is, we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis. We can't heat our houses. However, this is a little bit of fun, and it just cheer you up a little bit. And this is what's going to happen in a few years when Labour are in power and everyone's minted again. I don't know.
If anyone listening wants to also kind of book their 2-week trip and top theirs up and wants to send us a quick email or a tweet or some interesting things that I potentially didn't touch on there and some VIP tours that I've missed out, tweet us, email us. We'll run over it in the next show. Or if you really want to plan your own 2-week trip in detail like we have, and you want to come on the show again, we're absolutely open to that as well.
Oh, a bit of menage a trois, if you will.
Absolutely.
Come in the hot tub with us. Literally.
Hot tub. Oh.
Yeah, so we'll wind this episode up and we'll see you on the other side for a little chat.
Cue the music.
Good days, bad days. Just take them as they come along. Well, I say, you say, don't even matter to me. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. Your way, my way, somewhere in between, and we will be okay. High ground, low ground, I like the middle, so you can meet me there. Smiling on the other side. Smiling on the other side. The sweet dreams, sad dreams. Have another beer and you can just forget. Uptown, downtown, I couldn't care less. Just tell me where to be, and I'll be there. Smiling on the other side. 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 Smiling on the other side.
Oh, what do you know, mate?
Not a lot, really.
It's a boss little episode, that.
Good.
Welcome
Enjoyed
back.
that.
Welcome back.
Enjoyed that. It was good.
We've just helped the Taylors move house. They've just moved into,
Oh, have they? Ooh.
yeah, big massive house now.
Have they? Ooh.
Gates.
Mine's doing well. Oh, really? You've got to have that
Gates.
lift, would you, fair, just for security.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to get a fob. My own fob.
Ooh.
I know. Fancy that. What else? Are you watching anything?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, yeah. We haven't watched tonight's episode yet, but loving it.
No, neither have I, and I don't think the missus is going to be back to watch it, unfortunately. So have you seen last week's episode, though?
Yeah.
So I was there for the filming of
Go.
yeah.
We're in it.
I'm not in it. No, unfortunately I'm not in it, but I know I was behind all the cameras, watching it on the monitors. Yeah. So I knew the and obviously I didn't sign an NDA, but I was asked very politely not to spoil it for people. Spoiler alert, turn it off now if you don't want to know anything about Ted Lasso, but you're 2 months ahead. For that gay kiss, that's what I was there to watch that. So what was like not even 10 seconds on screen, they were there for 2.5 hours filming that. Yeah.
2.5 hours of gay kissing.
Yeah.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow. I don't know what's just gone off in my pants.
Yeah, watching Ted Lasso. What about yourself? What are you watching?
Me and Grace are just up to date on Mandalorian.
I don't know if I know I talked to someone else. Never seen Mandalorian. Never watched it. Yeah, never watched it. Do you know what? I'm so behind with Star Wars. It's unreal. I've not watched the Book of Boba Fett. I've not watched Mandalorian. I've not watched fucking Rogue One.
Oh, mate, you need a Star Wars week.
Yeah, do you know what? I call myself a Star Wars fan, but then I reflect on it going, I don't know how I'm calling myself a Star Wars fan when I've not watched half of this stuff. So yeah, I've got a lot to watch.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Get on it. Bad Batch. I'm watching Bad Batch, which is a spin-off of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I watched all the Clone Wars in lockdown. Bad Batch is boss because I'm not binge watching it now. I can just watch it as and when. Funny stories in 2 minutes. I haven't got any funny stories.
In 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not got me.
No.
That's boring.
Yeah.
I'm on holiday next week.
I'm going next week to Scotland.
Do you know what? Yeah, we're both on holiday next week, aren't we? Yes. Oh yeah, I told you where I was going, didn't I? Yeah, we're going.
But listening to this, we've been on holiday.
We've been on holiday indeed. Yeah.
Time travel and all that palaver. Yeah. So I just love you, Luke. I just love you. I'm just made up. We're back.
I love you too. We are back. With a vengeance. No, that was the third film. We're just back 2. That doesn't make any sense.
We are back. Back again.
Back again.
Yellow Jackets, watch it.
So yes, do you know what? So I have seen this pop up on my feed of things to watch. Do you know what? What did I start watching earlier? Oh, The Night Agent, new Netflix thing. That was quite good.
Oh, okay.
I'm on episode 3 of it, and it's a bit of a Secret Service, White House.
Kenny loves all that shit.
Yeah, like the government being shady. Shock. That's quite good. Yeah.
Right.
I quite like 911 as well. That's something that's in my list of things to watch. Mm.
Well, so there you go. Cue the music.